Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So in this video we're going to be going through ZANIE's skills as per on the Pioneer server, but keep in mind the content is subject to change before the official release. Okay, so first of all, ZANIE is a marksman with a range of 20 spanning the whole map. She is an A-level light bearer hero. So before we get into the skills, ZANIE actually outputs some pretty crazy damage, and especially with the Lightbearer faction talents, she's perfectly geared for Supreme Arena in this season. Now, as for regular Arena, Dream Realm, AFK stages, we'll dive more into that after we're done reviewing all of her skills, but let's go right for it. So Vein Pulse is her ultimate, 0 pre-fill energy. Passive, ZANIE will have her max HP reduced by 15% when a battle starts, which is not that much of a reduction. She deploys 2 laser turrets. They inherit 140% of her maximum health, which is a lot. They're even tankier than basically a regular hero, each one of them, and 80% of her attack. The turrets are immobile and unaffected. Each turret will fire lasers at random enemies within 5 tiles, dealing damage equal to 100% of the laser turret's attack. If the 2 turrets start the battle within 2 tiles of each other, they become linked, combining their energy to fire at the nearest enemy, dealing damage equal to 55% of the laser's turret's total attack every 0.5 seconds. So 50%, 5% of the laser's turret's total attack would be both of them combined together. So 55% would basically be like 110% of any one's attack because you have both of them together. And this is going to be every 0.5 seconds. And this combined attack will reduce the target shield value by up to 30% of the laser turret's total attack. Which is a decent amount, shield shredding ability. The active of Vein Pulse will be, and this was all passive, active ZANIE will increase attack speed by 35 and attack by 20% for herself and her laser turrets for 10 seconds. During this time, turret attacks deal extra damage equal to 3% of the target's current HP, up to 60% of the laser turret's attack. Okay, so basically bonus damage portion on top of this, and the attack speed is going to affect the casting of even her turrets, I believe. So this is the unique thing about ZANIE. She comes with those 2 turrets, and that's actually pretty useful because if you need bodies to tank for you, they are going to take the damage. Also, their damage output is pretty high, as we're going to see in some of the replays. So that is the thing about ZANIE with her ultimate ability. Her Iron Defense, which is her skill 2, passive when battle starts, ZANIE will build a gun turret in front of her. The turret will inherit 70% of her and up to 85% of ZANIE's maximum health and attack. So again, almost as much attack and health as she has. And this will be a gun turret that is mobile and it will fire at enemies. It has a range of 3 tiles, deals damage equal to 100% of the gun turret attack. Skill power will boost it, prioritizing the enemy closest to any laser turret. After 2 normal attacks, the gun turret charges up its next attack into a devastating heavy barrage. So it does the 2 normal attacks, and then it goes for the 3rd, which is going to be a powered up attack. This is going to fire 6 consecutive rounds. Each round will deal damage equal to 50% of the gun's turret's attack and stun the enemy for 0.5 seconds and knock them back. And this will be on every 3rd attack. So definitely, as you can see, attack speed seems to be really useful for ZANIE if it can be buffed. That's why, in the trailer that we saw of her, skill trailer review, it had heroes like Laika, Velka with ZANIE just to boost the attack speed further, because then her laser turrets and also her gun turret are going to share those bonus effects and they're going to have more value. Then you have Field Repairs. This is going to be on a 12-second cooldown, and it has an initial cooldown of 6 seconds. When a gun turret is destroyed, then ZANIE will move to its remains and fully repair and grant a shield that can block up to 500% attack multiplier damage. She then returns to her original position, but this effect can only be triggered once. You only have basically 1 revival attempt of this gun turret, which is the mobile one. And the active portion of this, ZANIE will move to her weakest laser turret, repairing it, restoring up to 300% of her attack multiplier health, and granting it a shield that blocks 500% attack multiplier damage. ZANIE then returns to her original position, and when actively used with the upgrades, it will increase the HP restoration of that tower that she's basically repairing. But it does have that 6-second initial cooldown, which is kind of if you can burst the turrets before she's able to get that off, then that could be one way of countering her. Then you have Hero Focus. This increases penetration to increase her damage output during battle, up by 20 during battle. Precision Overloader, exclusive skill. This will have a 12-second cooldown, initial cooldown of 12. Every 22 seconds, ZANIE upgrades one of her turrets, and this will go down to 15 seconds. if you get plus 10 exclusive equipment, increasing its maximum health and attack by 40%, and expanding its range by 1 tile. She will prioritize the frontmost laser turret, and each turret can only be upgraded once per battle. So at most, you can only get this 40% boost, which is going to increase their tankiness and also their damage dealt, and it goes up to 60% with plus 15 exclusive equipment. But the thing is, this is going to be late into battle. It's going to take 12 seconds for the initial cooldown, and then after that, every 15 seconds. And if you're talking about PvP, probably the match will be decided by the time she can even cast it one time. Probably her turrets might already be dead by then, or she's already won the match. So that's why I feel like for PvP this isn't great. For AFK stages, for Dream Realm, it makes sense that this would be good because you're gonna have a full 90-second match and you can get value probably from this. But yeah. Okay, and then finally Enhanced Force. When a laser turret hits an enemy, it burns them, reducing their attack by 20%, so attack debuff. That can be useful for a PvP, for like reducing the attack of enemies, but the thing is, the turrets will lock on to enemies who are the closest to the turret, and they kind of single target that one down, especially if you have them linked, and so it's usually just going to hit a tank in the front who doesn't probably care that their attack is being reduced, but also dealing damage equal to 100% of the target's attack per second for 5 seconds. That's interesting. Dealing damage equal to 100% of the the turret's attack, not the target's attack. So the turret's attack per second for 5 seconds. But this is going to be damage, so this is not going to be like HP loss type damage. This is just dealing damage equal to a multiplier of the turret's attack for 5 seconds. The burn effect cannot stack, so it's only like one time onto that target if until it wears off and you can reapply it. If the turret is linked to other laser turret, the burn effect also reduces the enemy's physical defense by 30%. So this is the interesting thing, reducing physical defense by 30%. Now people are thinking, well, would this make a good Nocturne Judicator, having another defense shredder as well as some damage output? However, Kruger's defense debuff is actually more powerful than ZANIE's, so that's something to keep in mind. And also Valara's stat steal can, it is also pretty valuable in terms of the defense it can also reduce. And also Valara has like skills which will reduce the defense of the boss as well. So not necessarily will you need this, but it's just kind of interesting. So overall, that is ZANIE in a nutshell. She's a very interesting hero. The fact that you have 2 turrets which count as independent like bodies on the field, and then she summons her gun turret as well, which is not going to be placeable, but she will summon during the course of the match. Overall, very interesting hero. But now I'm going to show you guys some replays, and the replays are going to be the most dominant when you see ZANIE in with the Lightbearer faction Tantals. She is ridiculous with the Lightbearer faction Tantals, but that's something to keep in mind, that like where this season is going to end, like probably in like a month from now, right? And then will we have good Lightbearer faction talents or any talents which really synergize with her in the next season? We don't know, so that's something to keep in mind. But watching this, you're gonna see this is crazy. Watch the shred of the turrets. Locking onto Dunlinger. Okay, and they're not even joined here. They're not linked. They're just targeting 2 separate enemies. Dunlinger already down, and they're still firing. And on this basically position, we have ZANIE on that Lightbearer faction Tantal in the back. Hugin is in front of the ZANIE. And then you have the turret being repaired. Okay, so here we have a team of ZANIE versus a pretty tanky enemy team. And this is going to be interesting because you're going to see how much value basically ZANIE can get off. ZANIE is going to be on the Lightbearer faction Tantal in the back. Now the turrets are going to be linked and you're going to see their full power output. So watch the frontline enemies that the laser is going to be contacting. It's already shredding through this enemy's health. All the way at like 30-40% of the health. Coco is going to cast the ultimate to the damage reduction, but it's not enough. That hero is Gerda. Yeah, Gerda is going to be going down very shortly. Baelran, I mean, if Baelran could ascend, it would be interesting, because Baelran Ascension, he can kind of like solo these ZANIE teams, but that's in regular arena. With these Lightbearer faction talents, they really synergize well with ZANIE. Now look at this. ZANIE almost goes down. I actually want to see what happens if ZANIE dies. I think our turrets will remain on the field until they go down. Is ZANIE going to die here? No. You just have shields on everyone. ZANIE is barely alive. So it looks kind of clutch, honestly. But yeah, you basically see the shredding potential. Even against a full tanky team, the turrets are able to take it down and get a really high damage output. Now, that is for that. For regular arena, I mean, regular arena, I already showed you guys a replay, for example, where I was attacking a player with Baelran, a ZANIE player with Baelon, and Baelon kind of destroyed this team. Because, like, look at this team. It has the towers linked. It has basically as much power as possible. It is kind of shredding my Theodore, but it's taking a bit too long. My Baelon is able to get his Ascension, and then Baelon just solos everything. Like, the turrets can't do anything. They're no match for Baelon. But this was without the Lightbearer faction talent. So if you want to see, like, regular arena type showcase, this is what you can kind of expect from ZANIE. And honestly, here it doesn't look too amazing because you can just out-tank it and just destroy it. That is the thing. Okay, now for AFK stages, ZANIE was seeing some use in AFK stages, but in later stages, she's still not great. That is the thing, because she is basically for damage. She doesn't provide any, like, buffs or debuffs. She's just basically raw damage, and, like, for later stages of AFK, you have other damage dealers who also provide crowd control, or you have true damage dealers like Pheromore, and, like, ZANIE is not true damage, right? So that's kind of the issue. We do have some replays of ZANIE in Thalassa. She was not in the best team, but you can see her damage output is not bad. Not bad, but this is a long-range boss where only long-range heroes can actually be used. And even in that, she wasn't the best option. So both of the turrets are basically channeling together, funneling their power together. ZANIE is going to power them up. As you see, that tower just got upgraded. That's going to boost his attack by 40%. But even with all of this, she can't even out-damage Ludovic. I don't, I think Damon probably even out-damaged her, and Shamira definitely out-damaged her. So, Shamira is still the queen of Dream Realm. There's no question about that. ZANIE cannot even come close to Shamira. But, I mean, overall, interesting hero. Definitely probably for Ravage Realm. Probably going to be meta. Almost definitely for Ravage Realm. But apart from that, I'm not really sure. As of right now, it's not looking like she is going to be quite good enough to out-damage your other key damage deals you have for Dream Realm. One other final thing to mention is that it does seem like Harak can devour ZANIE's turrets. Let me go ahead and actually try to showcase that. Okay guys, so I made it to hell difficulty, and now we're going to see a good showcase. Watch this. So Harak is going to devour the turrets. Now we have to pay close attention. Is he going to get a kill stack after he devours the turrets? Because this is really important. But unlike with, heroes like Athalia and Talene, after devouring the first turret, he carries on devouring further turrets, which leads me to believe that he probably is getting a kill stack from it. Because usually if it's Talene or Thorin, he devours a Talene or Thorin and then he just stops eating because basically he got interrupted. But now there you go. He got another kill. He definitely looks bigger, right? He looks bigger, like he is getting his kill stacks. And then now he's going to devour ZANIE as well. So like this leads us to believe, is ZANIE going to be maybe the best Harak food? Because ZANIE can have some other useful damage output. And she can have actually 3 devours for the Harak. And she can be that as a regular faction hero. Because right now, Freestro is basically the best Harak food. Because he can resummon himself. And Intul will also provide 3 devours for the Harak. Now the gun turret will not be devourable, I believe, by the Harak. But yeah, if you just rewatch this replay, you will probably be able to tell, is he getting the kill stack by eating the ZANIE? And I think he is. I think he is getting the kill stack. Yeah, but it's kind of difficult to say for sure. Like, currently the buffs that he has on him, I mean, he must, right? Because eating ZANIE definitely gives him a stack of something. So, like, I would assume that he is getting the kill stacks. Anyway, guys, that is overall it about ZANIE. Hopefully this is helpful. And you guys can let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Are you planning to recruit for ZANIE? What do you think are interesting ways to use her? Is it anything else I missed? Anywhere else you would like to see her usage? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. But thanks for watching. If you guys are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There's a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.